Say it from the beginning. Go.
Okay, let's see. Miles Davis, Stan Getz, Mo Allison, Amon Jamal, Russ Sungroven Kirk, Chick Corea, Dave Brubeck, everybody.
Wow. Awesome.
AJ, what's up?
I want to talk to you about how to talk to white people.
How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good time that made us laugh. Motown Philly back again, doing a little East Coast swing.
All right, beautiful world, what's going on? This your boy Hood, man. I'm about to talk to you about something that's very important to me. First of all, welcome to the channel. Like, subscribe, hit the button, notification button, so you can get some of the definite messages I'm hitting y'all with on this station. Yo, I want to talk to you about how to talk to white people. That is something that I personally had to go learn within the last few years. So let me tell you how I did it. So first of all, being a black dude from the south side of Chicago, you're not connected to white America. So first of all, you say, how do you get connected to white America? Several ways when you're a black person from Chicago. And this is how my life was leveled up. So you can go to college, you can go to the Army, or you can go to jail. Those ways is how you get connected to white people. The other way is get a job. So there's 4 ways. You can get a job, you can go to jail, you can go to Army, or you can go to college. So these 4 ways, you will definitely get connected to white people. All 4 of these ways will give white people paperwork on you to tell the world who you are. College, the Army, jail, or a job. So if you don't have this paperwork in your life as a young person, there will be none in the future of your life. So you can't say, when they put the application, were you in the military? Yes. Well, do you have the forms involved with that? No paperwork. Did you go to college? Yeah. Well, where's your diploma or any kind of degrees? I don't have that. It's no paperwork. Were you in jail? Yeah. Well, did you get release forms? What was you in there for? What institution? What happened? No forms. Do you have a job? Yeah. Well, where's your resume? Can I see what happened on your last job? You got some phone numbers of that people I can call for references? All of these things is the way you maneuver through America at some point in your life, especially when you're young. But then there's a certain sect of black people like me that none of these things work out. These things, those 4 elements, they're not true in certain people's lives. So college, it's not a question. Even if you go to college, that's really nothing. It's literally just a waste of time. It's like I just did something because I felt like that was a good thing to do. And I'm not saying that college is not important. I'm going to get back to this point, but I'm just saying it has no relevance in your life. Second thing, going to the Army. You go to the Army, or you might not go to the Army, but it's just not your thing. It can't work out. You know what I mean? Like, you go to the Army and you try, you do the Army shit, but it just didn't come together. So you stop being an Army person. You go to jail, or you don't go to jail. Maybe you didn't go to jail. You just didn't. You ain't that gangster. You didn't get popped off like that. You didn't do that kind of shit. So you didn't go to jail. Other people did. They went to jail. You know about them. Some might even be in your family. But for you, jail just didn't fucking happen like that. So then a job. You went on jobs. You had some. You got fired. You had some. They didn't work out. You had some. It lasted a long time. But then eventually all the jobs ended. So then you were looking at yourself like, well, what the fuck? I'm not in none of these sections. I can't call out none of these damn things to be in the programs that they have so that I can utilize the world. Like they got things like veterans can apply for this, or they got things like ex-felons can apply for this, or they got things like if you got a degree, you can apply for this, or if they got a thing like if you had these jobs for this long, then you can apply for this thing here at this job. So these questions I'm putting out there because if you don't have these connections, you cannot benefit from the said thing that's lined up. You know what I'm saying? So my question is, how do you still maneuver in America if these things are not set up? How do you still get down and operate? And that question, could you close that door for me? Your door? So the second thing is, all right, so my question is, after we set those things up right there and you realize that those things haven't been executed in your life correctly or executed in your life to a point where you can actually benefit from them, what's the next thing? I had to look at those things and say, well, what's at the ultimate top of each one of those things? Like, because they're just institutions. Like, what is at the ultimate top of each one of those things? At the ultimate top of each one of those things is white people. White people run the jails. White people run the colleges. White people run the fucking army. White people run the damn jobs. You know, and if you can't get in those sections or fit in those situations, then you have to go to the top. You have to learn how to talk to white people. You have to learn how to get to know them. So how do you do that if you're on a deep end of Chicago, in the South Side, no white people at all? I don't know if you're from here, if you've been around this area, literally no white people. Walk down the street, drive down the street, it's segregated. It's like a section of the world where no black people come. And in the past, before I was even born, they called this the Black Belt. That's where a lot of people came up from the South and they moved to the Chicago area, like I was the Great Migration. And then they moved to the South Side of Chicago or different sections to the West Side of Chicago, and then you stay there for the rest of your life, unless you find ways to get out, which is those institutions. Not naming jail as a positive institution. I'm just saying that it's a part of the black institutions that take you away from your community in the black community, but it's not a positive thing. It still just happens. So, make a long story short, I had to figure out how to talk to white people. So I just did not know how. So I used to sell on the streets with my father as a kid, but he sold in the black community. He sold anywhere and everywhere in the black community, colleges, project buildings, anywhere downtown. He just sold stuff on a bus. So our school, make a long story short, I picked up that trade. Obviously, he had us selling with him as a kid too, when I was a kid. So I remember my father had took us downtown for the Chicago Bears won the Super Bowl, and he was telling the white people this day was specific because it started snowing, and it was crowds of people outside, and so they won. So he was like, we got to go downtown to sell for the crowds. So I just remembered that, and I was like, I'm gonna use that. So when the crowds be downtown in Chicago, I'm gonna go down there because then it's like everybody. It's just not because it's like this on downtown Chicago. On the south side of Michigan Avenue, you'll have more black people on this side, which is, Roosevelt Road to like Wacker Drive. It's like colleges, it's restaurants, it's parks, stuff like that. And you have a variety of people over there. And then you got a north side of Chicago, Michigan Avenue, which is called North Michigan Avenue, Magnificent Mile, Gold Coast, all that, where you're going to get a more cluster of white people on this side because this is the side where it's high-end stores, fashion, all kind of expensive-ass restaurants you can imagine. And it's just not on Michigan Avenue. It's every block over there. Even the river got expensive spots down there. So as I started selling on the streets, I went over to the college side, the south side of Michigan Avenue, and I just hustled that whole zone from State Street to Michigan Avenue, and I hustled for a long ass time. Years, about 3 years went by, and I was just out there getting it, maybe 2 years. I went out there, I was in front of State Street, going up at the Chick-fil-A, I was in front of Target, I went in front of Art Institute, I was in front of Potbelly, I was in front of the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, and I was grinding every single day, cold, winter, summer, fall, it didn't matter. So sometimes you catching white people if you're in this environment, but not a lot. Not a lot. Very rare because you don't know how to say nothing to them. And I'm talking about is white people galore. It's so many white people. I can't even tell you the fucking numbers. It's unreal. Lollapalooza, Irish Parade, fucking Chicago Blackhawks winning the fucking Stanley Cup. Can you imagine how many white people out here? You can't even fucking imagine. And I'm out here selling. Can't sell shit to white people. It's just not happening. So I started seeing these guys sell makeup. There was a black dude out there. They sell makeup to females, but he was cold at this shit. He could talk to any kind of chick and get them to stop. They're buying that shit. And I'm tripping like, I had to holler at the nigga like, how the fuck is you doing this shit? And he was like, I can show you how to do it. I'm thinking like, all right, bet. So he's like, we're gonna go to the north side, the other side. And I'm like, bet. We walking through there. He's stopping. He said, "I'm gonna show you how we do it." We start talking to people, stopping them. He stopped about 5 women. They all talking, and white ladies, and he got the little bag of the perfect makeup shit that he got for them, and he talking to the girls, and they laughing with him. And then he ended up selling it to them, and then they was like, "Yo, we're here for a wedding thing." He was like, "You should come drink with us." And he was like, "Oh shit, hell yeah, I'm going. I'm out, man." He was like, "Hey, Hood, I'm out at you, man." And he walked off with these 5 white ladies and some fucking. They was here for a wedding thing, and I was tripping like, what the fuck? So I saw him later again a few days later. He's like, damn, bro, we had a good ass time. You should have came, nigga. I'm thinking like, man, I'm trying to make money, nigga. You could. So I saw how he would show me how he did it, but I didn't have that swag. I couldn't pull that off. So a few months later, maybe about a year later, I'm out here in front of Chick-fil-A on State and Lake Street in Chicago, and the old guy, old man, he walk up on me. He like, hey, man, why you over here, man? And I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? I'm trying to get money. He the one said, well, you shouldn't be on this side. You got to go on that side, the north side, where the other guy took me. And he like, that's where the money at. And I'm like, I don't know how to talk to them white people, man. I don't know how to do that shit. He like, look, nigga, all you say is, thank you, have a nice day, happy Tuesday, happy Monday, happy Wednesday, happy Friday, good morning. You know, these things, you got to say these things and make them a part of your conversation. And I'm thinking like, huh? So I was like, yeah, whatever. So he came back about a week later. You still over here? He said, I'm telling you, listen, this all you say. Thank you. Have a nice day. How you doing? Happy Tuesday, happy Wednesday, happy Thursday, all this shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know what? All right, I'm just going to go over here. So I walked over there, and I'm crashing and burning. I can't sell nothing. Hey, yo, I got a product. So the product I had was music, and it was a documentary that I produced of the musicians playing music downtown Chicago. So I gave them a video of the music, and they gave me the songs, and I put that documentary together, and I was selling the CD and a DVD of this to tourists that come to Chicago, which is trillions, 50 million a year. So it's an endless amount of people that you had this chance to sell to. So I go over there and I'm starting this. Have a nice day. Thank you. Happy Tuesday. It just wouldn't work. And so it was just like, fuck, it was hard. It was fucking hard. So I run into these young dudes, and they, I ran into them the whole time, but we was all hustling on our own worlds. But I just ended up running into the young dudes, and I think it was like the Super Bowl. No, what's that? NFL draft. That's what was happening. It was an NFL draft, like it was like April or something like that. So it was just beginning, and the season was just kicking off with the sales and everything like that. So it was fucking freezing outside. So I see one of the homies. I'm like, man, I'm gonna be tug of warring into this shit again. I'm like, yo, let me holler at you, and can I rock with you today? And he like, yeah, we fucking let's hustle today, right? So we kept hustling together that day. And I made more money than I ever made out there in one motherfucking day, just in a couple hours. And so I'm like, but what I picked up on was the dialect of how he was talking to the white people. Because you can imagine, NFL draft, it's not that many black people coming to this shit. It's unreal how many white people at this kind of thing. So they was having it here in Chicago a few years back. And so we was killing them out there, man, going crazy. And I'm seeing how he talked to him like, hey, oh, you're a dancer. Oh, my God. Hey, welcome to Chicago. And just different words. And I can tell you all this shit because I remember it, and I was just doing this a few damn weeks back. But make a long story short, it started working. I started being able to actually talk to white people, literally have a conversation, sell my product, and get money. So that was the first day of it. So then I had to go back to trying to get my zone again, Then the young bro came to me. He was like, hey, can I hustle with you? I'm like, yeah, fuck it. So he started hustling with me. Obviously, it's two of us now, so the police ride down on us hard. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Y'all gotta go. You can't be here. You know, obviously, we got the license, but that don't mean shit. They like, you gotta go. It's downtown Chicago. So they chasing us away for a good, I don't know, 2 years where you couldn't really get it because they always fucking with you. The police, because they see us out there getting money. It's not like New York and Chicago where a lot of people be hustling. You got a few people hustle certain things, but it's only maybe a cluster of 5 in each. When you're in New York or LA, it's motherfuckers every 2 feet is somebody selling some shit. It used to be like that in Chicago, but it's not. So we got it down there. It was doing money good. Summertime, wintertime. I'm in front of Art Institute. I'm in front of Chicago Symphony Orchestra. White people coming out, dropping killers on you, and you just hitting them like, yo, how you doing? Oh my gosh, welcome to Chicago. I'm fake with this talking because you're not really using a white voice. But what I'm doing is I'm whispering to you. When I'm out on the street, I'm using it's like a big ass voice. I'm like, yo, what's up? Hey, take one, holla at me. But it's hard to mimic that right here. So it's coming off like I'm using a white voice. But it's not really a white voice because you just saying it with a larger voice because you're talking to a crowd of however many people, so you can't be, yeah, welcome to it, because nobody's going to hear your ass, and so you can never talk like that. So you're really projecting yourself. And if you hear me talking like this, you'll be thinking, and that's what I was doing when I walked up on a bro, you think you yelling at them. hey, motherfucker, come here and get this shit. You think it's like that because initially looking at it, it looked like it's aggression. But it's not. It's called a pitching. And so when you pitching a person, you can't pitch a person whispering, quiet. Hey, you feel like getting this? Hey, what's up, man? What's up? You gotta be so boisterous and so loud and almost rambunctious and almost aggressive to get them to even recognize you. Because sometimes people be in a tunnel thought and they be thinking about where the car parked or where they got to get to next, and they're not even seeing you or thinking about you, and you literally have to get that person's attention because that could be a customer, and if you don't get that person's attention, you just miss money. So after learning this process and honing it and working on it every single day for about fucking 3.5, 4 years, man, I went in so hard at this shit, and I started making money and talking to white people so much that I ended up starting to talk to white people from different countries and was able to talk to them, not even understanding their language. So if you from Croatia or you from France or you from Italy or you from fucking, I don't care, any kind of European country, Finland, Sweden, Switzerland, any kind of country, even if you Asian or if you Spanish or if you Hispanic or if you a person from a Mexican or something like that from a Hispanic, or even people that's from India. You know what I mean? Or Arabian people. I'm talking about Chicago has so many people coming through it that you just learn how to talk to people. Even if you're not using words. My buddy done sold people to deaf people. To deaf people. I'm not kidding you. Sold his music to deaf people. A deaf person walked up and was like, what is it? And he was like, he didn't know what to say. And I was like rap. He was like, rap. He was like, he can't even talk. So you learn how to sell to people, but you had to learn how to talk to them first. And so then you got to learn how to approach them. And then a lot of times people do get in your face. They do talk shit. They do say wild shit. And I'm going to show you a video. I think I'm going to play a video in the beginning of this of somebody out on the street talking to me. This is the latter part. This is like after the pandemic then kicked off. This is like maybe 2 days before Christmas. I was out there again. And somebody just started. This just the interactions. Man, matter of fact, I'm going to put 2 videos up there. I'm going to put 2 videos up here to show you some of the people that actually stop and talk. But it's just been my life for the last few years. And when I got to the point where I could talk to white people and I was good at it, I couldn't stop. I was fucking locked in. And so I just wanted to talk to y'all about that. This is part 1. I'm going to go into a part 2 about this because I want to talk more in the detail about how it was on a daily basis, how I was able to talk to people and learn different languages from them, how I was able to start using Google Translate, how I was able to put all this stuff together and then use every pay funnel from digital payments, from Square to everything, you know, because you're talking to so many humans out there. And I got film footage of this stuff, man. We filmed a lot of time out there. If y'all want to see more about this, definitely hit me in the comments. Definitely holler at me down in the comments, and I hit you with more of this video and more of this information. This is how I learned how to sell to white people. This is how I learned how to talk to white people. It was a little process, but I got down to the nitty gritty of it, and I definitely tell you about it. I will write an ebook on this because I got to the nitty gritty of it, and I ended up meeting a lot of people that were actually white. I'm not going to say we're friends now, but they're just people who became customers and actually sold for me. I still am around the black culture and the black people and everything like that, but learning to talk to white people was really critical for me, and it taught me how to even just expand my mind further. It taught me to have confidence to talk here on YouTube, because I had this YouTube channel before I started even doing that, and I never popped videos up here like this. So after doing that, it built my confidence up to talk to y'all right here and right now. So I'm gonna talk to y'all later about this, and thank you for watching this channel. Thank y'all for hollering at me at Hood Films. I appreciate you. Like and subscribe, and I'll get at y'all later.